What's up, gamers and geeks? Matt here with That's Fair Podcasting and Gaming Geeks Live. And in this video, I'm going to talk about an upcoming game. We do know that we have pending games coming out, such as Exodus from Archetype Entertainment, and we have Mass Effect 5 by BioWare. Still hopeful on that one. However, there is another game coming out to try and compete with that called the Expanse, Osiris Reborn, which is based on a series. Now, that is another sci-fi RPG coming out where choices and all of that shit matter, just like these other two games I just mentioned. So, is there a third game that can compete with Exodus and Mass Effect 5? Stay tuned. So I accidentally stumbled upon this video game when I was watching another YouTube channel, just one of those random ones about games coming out, like top 10 most breathtaking games and like top 25 games to look out for. And I stumbled upon an amazing looking sci-fi RPG game that is called The Expanse, the Osiris Reborn by Owlcat Games. And this game looks to be absolutely phenomenal. But if you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Maybe like the video, as you always manage to do. Help us in that little algorithm. We're at your mercy. And thank you for all of the subscribers that have jumped on to That's Fair. That is huge. And if you don't do any of those and you just watch this pointless video, yet informative with a new game coming out, I sincerely thank you. That's what means the most. So thank you for joining. But it's from Owlcat Games, and I was watching the video on this, and again, you have your basic sci-fi RPG that is a single-player driven story, and again, just like in the other ones where choices matter, and you know, ultimately you've got relationships and this and that. Anyway, this game had me extremely excited. It looked amazing, and I cannot wait for The Expanse. At the onset of this new RPG coming out, The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, the players will create, at the character customization, a mercenary captain. And you have the choices of, I believe, an Earther, a Martian, or what they call a Belter. Now, I can only think that a Belter is probably one that possibly scours space in the belts of, you know, space or whatnot, like Orion's belt and whatnot. I'm not sure, I didn't look into it deep enough, but this is a huge RPG in third-person view that will have you literally opening up new areas of the universe. You will lead a crew on an all-new story-driven adventure, and the story takes place on an asteroid called Eros, E-R-O-S, is what we know. And like I said, it's third-person view with real-time combat. And I know that it's tactical decision-making during combat, and your normal decision-making really does play a large role as far as outcomes on relationships in and around your people within and about your crew. And in this situation, it's supposed to be very pivotal for any decisions that you make that can literally form the outcome that what happens to you and your companions. You start off on shore leave on this asteroid Eros, and you're part of Pinkwater Security, I believe, which is part of the story. And there's a lockdown that ultimately is to trap you, and it's some kind of system-wide conspiracy. And that's where the story takes place, as you're being in a lockdown on Eros, on the asteroid, and I think you have to ultimately find your way out. And I don't know how many crew members you accrue upon that point, but throughout the story, you will accrue a lot of crew members, and again, you'll form serious bonds and relationships with these crew members, and ultimately even be in charge of your own ship. And you're the leader, and you're making ultimately all these decisions. You will engage in a lot in this game in cover-based shootouts like you did in Mass Effect, the trilogy. You'll manage this ship in a lot of ways. This ship is ultimately your base, your home base, and along with your crew, who you'll pretty much in the same way of Mass Effect form these relationships, but then you'll have to keep building the trust in these relationships, all to have them basically be at your side. I don't want to call it loyalty missions, but in a lot of ways, reading about this, that's what it sounds like, is loyalty missions, which, as you know, it works so well in RPGs. If you are familiar with the series, which I don't even know what channel it streams on or what site it streams on, but if you are familiar with the series, it basically follows the first 2 seasons of that series and has a continuation of the story based on that actual series. You will assemble a crew of different specialists, of course, with all their strengths. You'll recruit companions, and you'll even help along their own backstories, because each companion that you ultimately recruit in this crew will have their own backstory, and it will play a major role moving forward in the game itself. Again, your ship will be your mobile base, but you will command the most advanced ship supposedly in the entire solar system. You'll travel and explore places such as Ganymede, which is in the series if you're familiar with it or not. Ceres, Mars, and Luna are some of the places that you're going to actually explore in this game. And again, every decision you make, you could go to specific planets. Depending on where you go, could impact your relationships with your crew. Now, the Expanse, Osiris Reborn, will draw heavily on the Mass Effect trilogy experience. They'll be from the same style of narrative to story-driven quests. Party-based gameplay will also be a part of it, and player choice is the #1 thing that you have to take into consideration. So if you're going to be anything like me, I'll probably manual save before every major decision, because let's be honest, certain outcomes can ultimately lead to the certain losses of certain crew members that you can ultimately become very partial to. In addition, there is 0 space combat in this, and if anything, Starfield taught me that space combat might be a wee bit overrated. Now, I'm not saying that Starfield failed by any means, but they sure didn't give that successful feeling. It was a very empty game. The best part of Starfield that I felt most satisfying was the shipbuilding, but other than that, it really fell short. Now, I can tell you that on the Expanse Osiris Reborn, there is no release date confirmed yet, but it is believed to be on the PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series S or S. Either one of those. I probably will play that on the Xbox. I do that because I have Xbox Share, and me and my wife Mandy, we play a lot of the same games, and she loves the RPG. She's looking forward to Exodus. She's looking forward to Rebel Wolves Blood of Dawnwalker. But if you're anything like me, I'm still kind of holding out hope with Mass Effect 5 too. I haven't given up on BioWare just yet. It's a different division of BioWare working on Mass Effect 5 as it was Dragon Age the Belgard. But as far as the Expanse Osiris Reborn, I think we're in for another badass space age sci-fi RPG. Again, if you know anything about the series, let me know. Is it worth it? Just based on the series alone, if those who have watched it. I plan on probably finding out what it's streaming on and picking that up myself. But anyway, in short, guys, it's another sci-fi RPG I'm looking forward to, right alongside Exodus, with Mass Effect 5 kind of in third place. I haven't given up. Mike Gamble and Mary DeMarle are still heading the Mass Effect project, and apparently EA still sees something in them worth keeping, which is good enough for me. But anyway, guys, again, the Expanse Osiris Reborn is something to look out for. As you saw the video that I had playing during this. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. That's really all I had. I just wanted to put it in your ear that another sci-fi RPG is coming out. But that's really all I had. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please like us, subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live, whichever you watch us on. And again, if you didn't do any of those and you just watch this video, thank you so much. That's what matters the most. And to you gamers out there, all love, and I'm outro.